Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, today would have been my big brother's 31st birthday, and this is 11 days away from his 2-year anniversary. So it's kind of a really rough month. I thought that there would be no better way to celebrate Freddie than to ask some friends and family to share some memories or anything they would really want to put in this video. So we're gonna jump right into it. My favorite characteristics about my brother was he had the ability to make anybody laugh and the ability to drag any story on and tell it way more elaborate than was ever needed. And he had a way of just assuring you that everything was gonna be okay when you thought the world was falling apart. And I'm really blessed to have had such an amazing big brother and a built-in friend. And not everybody can say that their family is their friends, but I would have considered him to be my friend. A lot of people told me that it was really hard to give stories because it's just such a painful thing to think about. So I'm gonna read 2, and yeah. The first one, really, Lemmy? Lemmy, stop stealing the show. He loves cat toys, but that's not the point. The first one is from my best friend, and my mom had a lot of health issues, so when I moved off to college, my best friend and Freddie really stepped up to help out more. And this is... Can you not? I'm trying to film a video. Lemmy. It's Gloomy. Come on. My dog thinks he's a lap dog. Anyways, I'm sorry about the weird background. I just moved and I don't have everything set up yet. BTW. Anyways, this is from my best friend, and she said, I remember him riding with me to go to Swedish in Seattle to pick up medicine for Mom. Swedish is a hospital, for those of you who don't know. It was like 4 p.m. on a weekday, so we got stuck in rush hour traffic both ways. Longest ride of my life. The boy wouldn't shut up per usual, telling me stories, talking to me about life, yelling at all the idiots that don't know how to drive. We laughed so much on that car ride. He's the annoying big brother I never knew I wanted. Grateful to have an experience all that was Freddie. Anytime I think of him, it's his laugh that I hear. And I mean, I already said this, his laugh was freaking contagious and you just couldn't help it. And Freddie didn't drive, so unfortunately Amber and I got stuck driving him a lot, and I would drive him to go catch the ferry quite a bit, and we would just laugh the whole time. And you would leave so frustrated that you had to take time out of your day to drive a man to go where he needed to go, but then you would come back and you didn't even care because you would have laughed so fucking hard it didn't matter. Oh. Don't pant into the mic, please. He's a tired puppy. Okay, this one was from a friend of mine who I went to high school with, but she was 3 years older than I was, so she was closer to Freddie's age than I was. And she wrote this almost like she's writing it to Freddie. I apologize because I may cry. Hey you. Freddie was someone you couldn't resist listening to. He had so many stories he couldn't wait to share with those around him. I remember sitting on his mom's balcony just listening to him tell stories of things he had gone through in life, and no matter what had happened, his sister and mama were 2 people he lived for. He was a protector. When we would go somewhere with big crowds, he always needed to know where everyone was and if they were okay. It didn't matter how drunk he may have been. He never lost track of the ones he loved. I think about Freddie a lot and how big of a heart he had. He never failed to make me smile. And how I wish I could have done something. I wish there was something I could do to touch his heart like he touched mine. Freddie and his family taught me so much about unconditional love and what it takes to be respectful. You can do wrong in life, but you always do right by those you love. Freddie truly was in his world. I fucked that up. Freddie didn't have a chance to learn how loved he truly was in this world. But I can only hope through all the words and tears and actions taken in his memory that he's looking down on all of us, feeling how much he touched our hearts. I am truly blessed to have the memories I have with you. Thank you for being you. You may not be there anymore physically, but you're still a part of each and every one of our lives. I don't think people understand what it's like to lose somebody like this. And you know, it wasn't just some random act. It wasn't an accident. It was an intentional thing, and it's so hard to know that his life ended because he just wanted to escape it so badly. And I hope that wherever he may be, his birthday has been so amazing. And that his birthday has brought him so much happiness. That he's celebrating exactly how he'd want to. I have two memories I'd like to share. One is brief. My parents had gone somewhere, I don't remember where, and Freddie was making us dinner, and he made steaks the size of my freaking plate, and I was never gonna be able to eat all of that. And until he died, I literally joked about steaks bigger than our plates all the time, because who in the world can eat a steak that big? And it was so funny because even when I was younger, my parents were gone, I went to go make myself a plate of nachos because it's easy. You put the cheese on the chips and you throw it in the microwave. And I was like, oh, I'm really hungry. Make a huge amount of nachos. And he goes, don't do that, Jessica. Like, I know you're hungry, but you're feeding yourself with your eyes, not your stomach. Can you eat all of that? And I said, yes, Freddie, I'm starving. And then I come out of my room 15 minutes later holding a half-eaten plate of nachos because he was right. I fed myself with my eyes and with how I thought I was hungry, and I wasn't that hungry. And so I always kind of thought it was funny that he went from telling me not to eat too much or not to dish myself up too much because you're never actually that hungry, to having the steak the size of a plate in front of me. And he was just weird like that. And one time we got locked out of the house when Mom and Dad were gone. They weren't going to be back till later in the day. And I was like, no! And he probably dreaded it at first too, because now he's actually stuck babysitting his little sister. But he spent the whole day distracting me from the fact that we couldn't get inside the house. He was showing me bike tricks and trying to teach me, and we were playing with the dogs, and it just kind of left my mind that we were outside because we were stuck. He managed to just always make me feel like everything was just gonna be okay and everything was meant to be. And I have a hard time believing everything is meant to be when there's a world without him in it. But if you knew Freddie, you knew that he would want nothing but love and maybe a nice light for any gift. So the last thing I want to say is happy 31st birthday, big brother. Your sissy loves you so much and she misses you so much, and I hope everything I'm doing is making you proud. There are so many people in this world who love and miss you that I don't think you realize all the time. There was no way to realize when you were feeling the way you were feeling. Anybody who wants to add a nice little happy memory or a favorite characteristic about Freddie, comment down below, because I think it's such a nice, happy, positive thread to celebrate such a brilliant and resilient and creative and funny human. He wouldn't want us to sit around and feel sad. He would want us to stand and celebrate who he was. So, happy birthday, Freddie. I'm very thankful to have had the best big brother for 21 years. And I hope that you're looking down and you just think, God, she's doing good. I love you, Freddie.